Hello, good to see you. Today we are on lesson 3. We've had previous classes on lesson 1 and 2. They are both in simple equation. This time around, simple equation on recognition of numbers. The objective of this very class is use mathematical equation to represent word sentences and word sentences back into mathematical equation. What it's indirectly saying is that when you see an equation, if the question says that you should translate them to words, you bring them to words. If they are in words, you are asked to bring them back to an equation. If you are not aware of the previous class you've had, you can check my channel and find out more on lesson 1 and lesson 2. But though they are not recognizing numbers, they are other forms of simple equation. For example, this is an equation. It is called an equation because having an equality sign here. This one is constant. The 7 is also a constant. While the plus, the positive, is the operator. Then this 5 is having a coefficient of x, which is usually known in simple equation if you are asked to find the unknown. So the x is unknown. But in this perspective, when you are describing this equation, you usually use the word a certain number. Whenever you see the word a certain number or a number with no specific attached to it, it is usually represented with x. You can use x, you can use other letters like y and so on. So let's go on. Now this for example, translate the following equation into words. Translate the following equation into words. So let's go on to the next page now. To the next page. If I want to translate this now, this is the solution to this question. This 5x plus 7 equal to 37 simply means 5 times a certain number. You will notice that a certain number is written in red. A certain number plus 7 is equal to 37. Now this certain number is talking about this very x that is here. So that's the answer to this equation. If I want to translate this very one, it's saying that 3/4 of a number. 3/4 of a number. The quarter here is this 4. 3/4 of a number. That of a number is this x is equal to 9. That is it on translation from equation into words. If we move to the next perspective, which says that translate word sentence into mathematical equations. This one is saying that you have questions in words and you are expected to move it back to an equation. So we have, for example, the first examples, which is if 7 is added to a certain number, the result is equal to 18. Or the second, we say 3 times a certain number plus 19 is equal to the number plus 28. So how do we do this now? First one, let's n represent as the certain number. Now we use n here. Because we used previously x. It's not compulsory it must be x. You might use y, you might use n, you might use z. Whatever representation you want to use for a certain number, you can indicate it. It's not bad, but most times x is usually preferred. X is usually used. If you go to your textbooks, most letters used are x and y. So but letter does not matter, just represent. No. Now the answer to the first one, this is the answer. A certain number is added by 7. So 7 is added to this certain number, which is n, is equal to 18. That is the answer to the first question. The second one says that let the certain number be x. So therefore, the question says 3 multiply by a certain number plus 19 is equal to that number plus 28. Now 3 times x will give you 3x plus 19 is equal to x plus 28. So if you interpret that that sentences or words, this is what is going to give at the end of the day. Thank you very much. For further, if you have questions, if you have addition, if you want to add to it, you want to have questions, please relate with me on my Google accounts, or you can send me an email, which I will be specified as I send this. Thank you very much.